Battling the opioid epidemic daily, and here at home and across the country, we are not winning this war.
That's right. It's a tough topic, but the conversation about drugs and alcohol has to come up with your kids before they end up a statistic or maybe either hooked on drugs or maybe even an overdose. Tonight, we're cutting through the chaos on how to handle the talk about drugs and alcohol. Your kids are going to sporting events, parties, and school dances. And sooner or later, the topic is going to come up.
I always find that the best way to talk to your child about drugs and alcohol is only answer what they are asking you at the time.
Mia Redrick, the mom strategist, says it's important to keep the lines of communication open.
They're going to ask you things, but more importantly, what I've found over the years with my 3 kids is that they see things in their world that they want clarity around. And so I recommend keeping the communication open. When your child goes to that party and realizes, or the school dances, and realizes that kids are putting vodka in a water bottle, okay? That's not something you would bring up as a parent. That's something your child's going to bring up, and you want to keep the doors open for communication when those things are happening.
Redrick says you need to be a consultant and not a manager when it comes to taking on this touchy subject of alcohol and drugs.
The goal here, Kelly, is to get your child to learn what is appropriate and what is not appropriate for them as it relates to drug and alcohol. It is not for you to manage their world in the situation.
Redrick says you can always use current events as a segue for conversation.
It's your opportunity there to say, wow, did you see this article? Did you see what happens? Teenagers don't always understand the consequences of bad choices.
Keep an eye on who your kids are hanging out with and watch out for changes in their behavior if you suspect they may be using. But most importantly, again, keep the lines of communication open.
Drugs, they've been around since the beginning of time, and we're not going to stop them. As parents, you want your child coming to you when they see something that's inappropriate, or maybe even if they've had their own drug and alcohol experience. You want your child coming to you as the source, not their friends.